So back when I started looking for the truth about healing, I ran across a precious study. And you know how I feel about research and study and science and the power of the human body. But there are some things that we can gather from science and research. And if you look through the lens of just trying to identify truth instead of trying to consume what is being pushed or sold, you can often find these very beautiful little nuggets. And so the one I wanted to come and share with you today, or remind you of, you might be aware of it, because it's an older study and they did it with rabbits, and it was back when they were trying to correlate cholesterol consumption with cardiovascular disease. And what they found was that all the groups had the same results, and except for one. And when they went and looked into the actual research design, they came across the only factor that was different. And the factor that was different was that the student or the research assistant that was in charge of feeding that specific group of rabbits would actually hold and pet and love on the animals prior to feeding it the toxic food. And what they found was that that group of rabbits actually had a 60% reduction in the anticipated symptoms that all the other rabbits had that weren't cared for in the same way. And I remember when I saw that study paired with a lot of others, I started realizing how important all of the other parts of life are and how much more medicine is available in the things that we don't view as medicine. And so I wanted to come and remind you, number one, that it matters how you talk to your body. It matters how you talk to other people. It matters who you are in relationship with, who you have around you, how you experience everything that you relate to. And it also matters how you live the entirety of your life, and to really zoom out and see how important the moments are, and not just the things that you are grabbing and putting into your life and your day-to-day as the medicine. You think your diet's the medicine, your supplements, your pills, your potions, your creams, your gadgets, your devices, your protocols, your habits, but it's actually all of that interplaying together. It's every single breath and those split seconds, those instants in between. The totality of it is what is medicating you. And what if you looked at your life like you would look at this research study? How important was the food versus how important was the care? And what if you put that on your physical body that has so many of the same mechanisms and the same physiological response systems and biochemical production and all of the same type of stuff, different animal, right? But same essence behind that life, that physical being. And how are you treating you while you're feeding it the healthiest stuff? How are you holding you? How are you looking at your body? The other research study that comes to mind is the one that we've done with water, and how profound that is to put positive words in the water of a plant and then to put negative ones, and to speak poorly towards one and to speak positively towards the other. And we have evidence of these things, but we're not using them. We're not putting them into practical action in our day because they seem so whimsical. They seem so poetic. And these are actually the most profound things that you have available to you. Even if you just take that rabbit study, they accidentally proved something so powerful. And what if we reported on that more than we reported on, eating toxic sludge filled whatever would have these repercussions in the cardiovascular system? What if we focused on all of these other things that research still proved within that study, that connection and touch and care and concern can alter the physiology and the vitality and the robust nature and adaptability of the thing that was being poisoned? And put that on you, put that on your life, and start looking at your life through a lens of truth. The medicine isn't what's being sold to you. The medicine is what's closest to you. The medicine is what matters. It's what tugs at your heart. It's what you actually feel, not the presentation or the demonstration of you doing something, but you getting lost and dissolving into those moments of your life where you don't know anything else exists but that moment, you and life, you and that person, you and that meal, you and the cooking of the meal. The cooking of the meal is the medicine, not just the eating the meal. The being in the day-to-day life is the medicine, not just the fact that you went and gathered supplements and you have the best food available, and it's all of it. It's the notes and the spaces in between the notes. That's the music of it. That's the poetry, the masterpiece of it all. And if you can't see it that way, everything else is going to be close, but it's not going to penetrate you. And so think about it in this broader spectrum. It's not that research and science doesn't have this available, it's just pointing at the wrong things. So you've got to go look at the things that will actually drastically change your life, the things that are free, the things that are available, but require a different level of mind, a different level of heart, a different level of action to incorporate those into your life to get a physiological outcome. It's so much easier to not pay attention to those things, to be on autopilot through life and to pop pills and think that that's medicating you and getting the effects that you want in your body. That is manipulation. And if it's going well, right, at best, you're just using sustained manipulation for an outcome. To change a life, you have to change the life. And that's not just the food, that's not just the pills, it's not just the creams and potions. It's the totality of the living, breathing, dancing of that one beautiful, irreplaceable life. Think about that. Think about all that's available just in this. And if you leave this space and you don't use it, that's what's missed. These truths are truths even if you don't look at them, even if you don't use them. But what if you did?